Hello, my name's Tiffany, and I've been wanting to do this for a while. I was actually going to write it out, but it's better, I think, just to put a face to the story rather than it just be a random story that's floating around Facebook or whatever. I wasn't planning to do it today, and I do have notes somewhere, but I couldn't find them. So this is raw, and so if I babble ahead of time, I'm sorry. But I decided to do it today because I just received a text message from my husband. He is a UPS driver, and he's out working right now. And he just sent me a text that said that he almost got attacked by a dog. In this case, it happened to be a German Shepherd. Not saying all German Shepherds are bad, but in this case, it was a German Shepherd. So he almost got attacked, and the dog actually ended up biting a chunk out of the box that he was carrying. So my husband is safe, thank goodness, but it was a really, really close call. So my husband, he's only been driving for about 9 or 10 months. In that time, he has had about 5 close calls with dogs. And that's on average about every other month. And that's a lot. That's way too many times for my comfort anyways, and probably, of course, for his comfort too. And in that time as well, he had a friend that is still a driver who actually got mauled by a dog. I don't know what kind of dog, but it tore up his face and I think his arm a little bit too. So he has some scarring now from that. So that is kind of why I'm making this video, as you can probably assume. This is for the dog owners out there. Any of you, even if you have a little dog to the big dogs, I understand that some people get their dogs not only as, a pet and as a family member, because people call them their babies and all that, and that's fantastic. But there are also some people who get them, to protect and to guard their house, the guard dogs, and that's okay. But coming with that, with having a dog that that is aggressive or protective, that, if you're aware of that, you need to have responsibility and take care of your animal, your pets, and make sure that your pet is safely secured behind a fence. And if there's no fence, then on a chain or in your home, so that your pet cannot go and just attack somebody. They may be well trained, and that's great, but dogs are still animals. They still have a mind of their own. They may feel threatened by somebody like a delivery man, and feel like they need to protect their home and attack them. And this also goes for children that are walking by. It makes me very nervous hearing the dog stories that my husband has told me. It makes me nervous to go on walks with my daughter, because there's a lot of dogs out, and they all bark at us, going by. That's a normal thing, but what if one of them got out? Would they attack us? Some of them might. Some of them might not. But that's not something that I want to risk. And my husband's out there risking it every single day. On average, a UPS driver, at least here in my city, have at least about 120 stops in a day. And so that means that your house is not the only one that they're delivering to. They have 120 stops that they have to worry about, or more. So he's running around. My husband's running around. These drivers are running around to house trying to get their work done by the end of the day so they could come home and see their families. And running from a dog is probably the last thing that they want to do while they're out there out of breath already delivering the packages that you ordered. So if you ordered something and you know that you are going to be getting a package delivered to your front door, put your dog in the house. Make sure your dog's behind the fence in the backyard. Have a sign posted on your backyard fence, because the UPS drivers, if you're not home, they're going to try to find a place to hide your package for you so that people won't see it. So if there's not a spot up on your doorstep, the next place that they're going to do is go around the side of the house and probably to your back door. And if your dog is back there and there's no sign posted that there is a, beware of dog, they won't know, and they'll be going back there and potentially, getting attacked by your pet. So have a sign posted, beware of dog. If your dog's out in the front yard, have him chained or in the house. Just keep everybody safe. Take responsibility for your animal, and keep my husband, other people's husbands, wives, sons, daughters, friends, keep them safe. And for goodness sakes, most people get their mail delivered to their house every single day, just from the mailman. So, even if you're not expecting a package, you need to keep your dogs safely secured away. I know you're probably thinking, okay, but they're my guard dog. They're here protecting my home. That's fantastic. If you're not home, have your dog inside your house. Keep your dog in there. If they're allowed to in your home, put them in there. Nobody's going to come in and break into your house if they hear a dog. Or if you have a sign on there, they're not going to break into your house if you have a dog. And if they do, then they deserve to get attacked by your dog. But if somebody is just walking by or delivering a package, they do not deserve to get attacked. They do not deserve to get harassed by your family member, your pet, your dog. They do not deserve that. So please just keep them safely secure. And then I know there's some of you who live out more in the country, and you want your dog to be able to run free. And, I totally get that. I probably, if I lived out in the country, I'd probably let my dog, if I had a dog, run around too. I would probably actually have a fence personally, but that's besides the matter. So with those of you who live out in the country, one, your driveway is probably really long. They most likely are. Usually they are. So one way that you could help out the drivers, even if you don't have a dog, but especially if you do, is there's a lot of people who will put like a little cubby of some sort, like a box or, a plastic box of some sort, where the UPS drivers can hide their packages in there at the end of your driveway. That saves them a lot of time, so they don't have to, worry that there's no place to turn around when they go up your long driveway, because a lot of times there's not, or it's really tight, because the driveways are made for cars, not necessarily for big old box trucks. So having it there makes it nice and convenient. You could put a note for the UPS drivers. When you order your package, they always has, special notes. Just put it there. You call up UPS and have them make a special note in their system for your home, for your address, that there is some place by your driveway that you could put the packages. Make it quicker for them and safer, and then you won't have to worry about your dog possibly attacking anybody. And that also is great for in the wintertime. Driveways get icy, and UPS drivers, again, the 120 stops, it doesn't go down in the winter, it actually can go up because of Christmas. So just help them out. Just put something there so that they can just drop your package in there and keep going. One less stress on them, And that in actually anybody really, if you have a dog that you like to have out in your yard, in your front yard, that is that's fenced, have a little box outside your fence, or make a note, have them drop it off in a neighbor's house if you feel comfortable with that. They also have something that I can post it below this once I find out exactly where you can sign up for this, but there are meeting spots that you can meet a driver at a certain location at a certain time, and you can pick up your package there. Or the best yet, which makes it super easy for the drivers, is to have your packages delivered to work. It's a lot more common than you think. If you feel comfortable, more comfortable, just ask your boss, like, hey, is it all right if I have my package delivered here? I kind of live out in the middle of nowhere, or I have a dog that is very protective of our family, and it'd be a lot easier to have it delivered here at work. And that's great because delivering it to businesses is so much easier for the drivers. They're probably going to stop by your business anyways, picking up something. So all they have to do is just drop it off when they're there. Just help them out, help bring my husband home safely every night and other people's loved ones. Just really appreciate it. Thank you for taking the time to watch this. Sorry it was kind of long, but yeah, well, thank you for listening.